Hello and welcome. I'm here with lead pastor from Crosswaves Church, Tim Steele, and we're talking about starting a home Bible study. So, if I'm starting a home Bible study, where do I start?
Great question, Carrie. Everybody wants to know that. Step one, pick a day and pick a time and just get started.
Okay, so I don't want to get my group together first and start there?
You don't, and that's what everyone thinks. And that becomes a big mistake. Pick a day and just start. Now, you can always change your day down the road. But here's what happens. If I am going to start a home Bible study and I come to you and say, hey, I want to start this home Bible study, why don't you join me? What I'm asking you is not only to come, but you get the impression that I've actually made you as partly responsible to start the Bible study with me. You're right, and you're like, well, I don't know if I want to kind of take this responsibility. Yeah. But if I say, hey, I'm doing this Bible study on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, why don't you come on over and join me? I really like this. You're much more likely to say, yeah, I can do that. And so we tell people, start. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's just you. I don't care if it's just you and your wife, your kids, but start. So, as they say, build it, the old baseball movie, build it and they'll come.
Yeah.
Start watching and others will come. And
Okay.
we have found that works a whole lot better.
All right. Well then, if I've picked a day and we've started watching the videos, so who do I invite?
Oh, there's a ton of people you can invite. Now, again, let's say you get a couple people and they say, Tuesday nights would work better. It's real easy to change when you meet. That's a real simple, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the kind of people that really like this format. People that that go to church, but they can't get their spouse to come. Their spouse is much more likely, there could be a variety of reasons why your spouse doesn't want to go on a Sunday. Most of our groups meet during the week. And so it's much easier to come to a person's house where there's a meal, there's discussion, and if you know somebody whose spouse won't go, there's a better chance, we're not guaranteeing it, but it's a better chance that they would come to a Crosswaves group. Also, people that have gotten hurt by other people at church, and they left the church, and yet they still believe in God, they still really believe in church, but they got hurt, and they've just not taken the time to go somewhere else. People who've just moved into your neighborhood. Down the street, somebody just moved in. Go out and introduce yourself and invite them. People who are not religious but believe in God, those people love to come to Crosswaves groups because they get the chance to talk on the Bible. They enjoy that. People going through problems in life, people that might have asked you to pray for them, but they don't go to church, so they've asked you to help them. People that have strong opinions. People that are always spouting off about God, about church, but they don't go to church. So, I got a great environment for you. You would really help us. Come on over and I'd like to get your opinion on some things in our Bible study. People that you would like to help, people that you would like to mentor. It's hard to walk up to somebody and say, I'd like to mentor you. It kind of seems almost a little arrogant.
This is a lot less confrontational. A lot more easier to get into.
Right. Hey, come on over to the Bible study.
Yeah.
By you leading the discussion, you actually become mentor. And then who's your closest neighbors, your closest friends, people like that. And then finally, people who are marginalized, that somebody in your community that they stick out for one reason or another. Those people just need a friend. And inviting them to your Bible study would be really good.
All right. Anything else we need to remember?
Sure. Just the principle, because I don't want you to get started and some of the people listening to this video get started and then get frustrated. The people that you think will come, there's a good chance they won't.
Really?
Yeah, you'll sit down with your spouse, if you're married, and you'll start writing down names. Oh, I know they'll come. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know they'll come. And you'll be surprised how many of them, now they might come eventually, but you'll be, the people you think will come. You put money on it, don't. But you're surprised at the people that come. You're just like, I never expected them to come. I never expected them to like this. And they become the people, you just don't know. Be careful of having preconceived notions of who's going to like this or not. And then, two, this is like anything else. There are people you talk to today, and they feel like they're too busy for God. And then 6 months down the road, a year down the road, all of a sudden, something's happened in their life, and they realize, I need to reevaluate how I'm handling this God questions and Bible questions and things like that. And then they think, oh yeah, Carrie has a group. I'm going to call Carrie up and go to that Bible study. We had a couple that lives just across the street from us. We have been inviting them for a couple years. Just every time we say, hey, we'll feed you if you come. We'll feed you. That's one of our favorite lines, right? We'll feed you if you come. And 2.5 years after we started our group, my wife and I get a phone call. And we answered the phone, and it was them. And they say, are you still doing that group on Wednesday nights? Yeah. Can we come? Absolutely. They love it. They are so faithful. But it just took something to happen in their life where they said, we gotta get this back to God and get this, some of our God things straightened out. And lo and behold, we just love them. They have fit right in. But it was 2.5 years before they come. And you'll find that too. You'll find people that didn't come at the beginning, and then all of a sudden, after time, they go, you are committed to this. Yeah, I love my Bible study. I wish you'd join us. And they see your commitment level and your passion for it, and then they eventually join you. So we just want to make sure, I tell people all the time, who you think will come won't, who you don't think will come will. If you start out with that, you won't get shocked. You won't take it personally if someone says no. And I do think that, and one last thing I'd say about this, there's nothing wrong with starting very, very small. We have groups that will have 22 people. Their house is just packed. Awesome. But we also have groups that are really, really small. It might be a couple and another person. That is fine. When we talk about mentoring, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Doesn't that make sense?
It does.
Years ago, I was on staff of a mega church, and I had the responsibility of working with the children's department, the Sunday school. Everything was under my leadership. And so one day I was walking down the hall, and there was a couple that was a teacher. And that couple was kind of disappointed. I come around and said, hey, how's it going? And they were kind of disappointed because they had one kid that day. And I said, well, what did you do? And he said, well, we just gave him some stuff, and really we were just so frustrated that we only had one kid show up this week that we didn't really do anything. And I said, that's okay. I'm not here to upset you, but I said, did you ever think that one kid, today he got both of your full attention? And that today you could have asked him questions that you wouldn't have asked when there was other kids there. You could have found out more about him. You could have started a bond with him. That when he comes back next week and there's 5 other kids, he still feels like he has a personal connection. There are things you could have found out today that you would never found out just because he was one kid. So always look at those opportunities that if you just got you and someone else, that someone else really needs you, and God has got you in that place to minister to that person, to really love on them. And so please don't ever get caught up in the numbers and the quantity of people that come to your group. Get caught up on the quality of pouring your life into someone else and telling them about Jesus Christ.
Awesome. That's important. Don't get discouraged with small numbers.
Right.
It's the
Absolutely.
quality.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Thank you for watching. Watch for more videos. You can find more videos on mentoring and starting a home Bible study, as well as a lot of other information about Crosswaves Church at crosswaveschurch.com.